The body snatcher is back. Dillian Whyte coming off after his operation, his defeat to Anthony Joshua. If anybody remembered what I said back then, I said that Dillian Whyte could have waited to fight Anthony Joshua and delayed the fight until he was in proper condition and proper shape, and he didn't have the shoulder injury. But the fight has happened, and there's all sorts of different reasons as to why the fight happened. And Gideon said this, we should have taken the fight then. It was a good fight and we were entertained by it. But now we're in a new chapter of Dillian Whyte's career. It's good to see that now he is with Mark Tibbs. He's moved from Jonathan Banks, and I guess the explanation Dillian Whyte gave in terms of him being the number one fighter, which is fair play. And I think even going to join the Klitschko's back then and setting up camp to fight Joshua, knowing this information, knowing that you were always going to be second to Klitschko and you were going to be part of the Klitschko show, and then you're going in for the biggest fight of your career and you're still going along with that same trainer. To me, there were shortcomings in that, and Dillian Whyte paid the price for that. So now in this signing with Matchroom now, he's lost to Anthony Joshua. He's known as the guy that rocked Anthony Joshua in the second round and has taken Anthony Joshua the longest amount of rounds. So we know that Dillian Whyte has got heart. Could have taken the punch. He takes a good shot. He soaked up a lot of punishment from Anthony Joshua. But at the end of the day, he got stopped by Anthony Joshua. We still don't know how good Anthony Joshua is. And we still don't know how good Dillian Whyte is. The fight before that was against I couldn't remember the guy he fought before that, and he didn't look impressive in that fight. Again, we could say it's down to the shoulder. Now the shoulder is healed, we now need to know exactly where Dillian Whyte is. On Boxrec, it says he's got a fight in Leeds. Could that be against Dave Allen? Because Allen is from Leeds? Don't know. For me, Dillian Whyte, he's a colourful character that's won. He definitely has got personality, and he's a character, and that's what boxing needs. Characters like Dillian Whyte, and it's been sadly lacking in the sport of boxing. And Dillian Whyte, whether he's in the UK or in America, he's going to sell tickets. He's going to be a guy, love him or hate him, you're going to watch him fight. And for whatever reason you're watching him fight, he's one of these guys that are going to keep you entertained. Now, whether his talk and his heart and his ability is good enough for him to become a world champion, that remains to be seen. Regardless of what you say about Anthony Joshua, he is now world champion. Dillian Whyte now has to go out and make a statement. The original guy he was meant to fight has for some reason pulled out or whatever. Now he's fighting some other guy now who fought Tony Bellew. And to be honest, even if Dillian wins this, Dillian will win this fight. Sort of like a warm up to whatever he's going to fight in later on down the line. But I definitely want to see Dillian fighting some international opponents, so we get an idea of what he's about. I don't actually think that Dillian Whyte fighting Dave Allen is a great fight for Dillian Whyte. Not because I don't like Dave Allen, as people know I do like Dave Allen. And anybody who knows about what I've interviewed Dave Allen over a number of years now. It's not that. I think that Dillian Whyte needs to kind of build a profile for himself. Go across to America, get fights in America, or fight American opposition, or fight some guys and around the top 20 and build his own legacy and not be about the getting a rematch with Anthony Joshua. That he can go down his own pathway. I'd like to hear him talking about the likes of maybe fighting Lucas Brown or fighting Arthur Spilker or Bryant Jennings or a Bermain Stavern. Let's hear Dillian Whyte in those circles. So let's see what he does outside of the Anthony Joshua British level, and if he was going to fight somebody, maybe even a David Price, if you're going to talk about that as British fight, Gary Cornish, everyone says, well, Joshua knocked him over around. There's Gary Cornish there as well. There's Sam Sexton. I mean, there are guys that he could go about and fight, and if it was acceptable for Anthony Joshua to fight certain fighters, then it should be acceptable for Dillian Whyte to do it. But if he's talking about him being a world elite athlete, then he needs to be making those sort of moves and stepping up. It's one thing saying I'm going to fight a difficult or tough opponent, and then we get this opponent afterwards. No, no disrespect to Dillian Whyte, but he, you know, after this fight is a gimme. He's come back after injury. We need to see him fighting, you know, good opponents, good testing opponents. Yeah, he can get the profile. I'd love to get Dillian Whyte to get a profile that, you know, is suited and goes alongside his, you know, he's able to market himself. Let's be fair, you know, Dillian Whyte did a lot of marketing to get that Joshua fight. It was him that kind of sold the show in the sense of, you know, the promotional. You wanted to see the fight because of what Dillian Whyte was saying, and it made it interesting. Whether you want to see Dillian Whyte get knocked out, you want to see Dillian Whyte beat Joshua, it was compelling viewing. In comparison to someone like Gary Cornish, who didn't say very much. So, you know, I hope all the best for Dillian Whyte. I think it's a good move he's made, moving from Jonathan Banks so he can get full attention in his career. And, you know, let's hope he does well. And Dillian Whyte's career is not always linked to Anthony Joshua, but it's linked to what he does in his own career. So those are my thoughts on Dillian Whyte. Rather than make a prediction video about whoever he's fighting on Saturday night, just an overall picture of Dillian Whyte. I'd like to see him, you know, down his weight lost, you know, fighting trim, you know, better head movement, better defensive skills, see him, you know, blocking punches more and putting punches in combination together, those sort of things. So those are the things I'd like to see, and show us some of the things that he learned. You know, the catch and shoot is something that I saw him do against Joshua, which actually set up the punch to hurt Joshua. So I want to see a lot more of that, but you can't be doing it against guys that we don't know about. Start doing it against guys that are of some sort of rank and name. I mean, he's talked about Joseph Parker, and again the Dave Allen fight. No disrespect for Dave Allen, but I think Dillian Whyte, having had such a big profile fight against Joshua, needs to keep on that momentum, but in a positive way, winning fights and looking good with it. It's okay talking about it. Now you need to go in the ring and deliver the goods. So those are my thoughts. Love to know what you people out there think of the whole Dillian Whyte moving over, changing trainers, and the journey forward for him. And do you think he should fight Dave Allen? Am I wrong in saying he shouldn't fight Dave Allen now? I would like to see Dave Allen get some more fights outside the Jason Gavin fight, just to, you know, his profile to get a little bigger. Still, you know, maybe fight someone else in the domestic fight so he can build that fight up a bit more. I think it's a good fight, but I just think it needs to be built a bit more. Those are my thoughts. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. I'm out of here. Take care.